Look closely at the universe. The planets never collide by accident. The stars do not lose their way. Your heart does not skip a beat randomly. Your breath does not forget when to come in and when to leave. Everything moves with an invisible precision that does not need permission from the human mind. Now pause for a moment and look at your own life. What if life works the same way? What if nothing that happens to you is random, chaotic, or meaningless? What if every meeting, every loss, every delay, and every turning point is part of a deeper order that we cannot yet calculate? Not because life is cruel, not because life is unfair, but because the structure behind life is far more precise than our limited perspective can see. This invisible precision has been given many names. Science calls it natural law, cause and effect, the order that holds the universe together. Buddhism calls it karma, not as belief, not as religion, not as something you must accept or reject, but as the structure that keeps reality from falling apart. Karma is not a system of reward. It is not a system of punishment, and it is not a moral judgment placed upon you. It is simply how actions move, how intentions travel, and how consequences return with perfect accuracy. Yet if this precision is real, if the universe truly makes no mistakes, why do we still feel that life is unfair? Why does suffering seem random? And why does meaning feel hidden? If the universe is this precise, why do we still feel that life is unfair? People often say, good people suffer, bad people succeed. From the human point of view, life looks unfair. When we try our best, live kindly, and still experience loss or pain, it feels confusing. And when we see others causing harm yet living comfortably, it feels wrong. But fairness depends on how far you can see. Most of the time, we look at life from a very narrow angle. We look at one moment, one lifetime, one visible result. We expect causes and results to appear close together, clearly connected, and easy to explain. But the universe does not operate on the schedule of the human mind. Cause and effect do not unfold within a single snapshot. They unfold within a much larger picture than we are used to seeing. Karma moves through many layers of time, many overlapping conditions, and many forms of consequence. Some causes ripen quickly, others wait until the right conditions appear. What you see now is never the whole story. A pleasant result today may come from causes planted long ago, and a painful experience now may be the echo of conditions that began far beyond this moment. When we judge life based only on what is visible, it will always seem unfair. Not because karma is wrong, but because our view is incomplete. Karma is never careless. It is never confused, and it never misses its mark. The universe does not make mistakes. It simply operates on a scale larger than personal timelines and individual expectations. So if karma is not unfair, what exactly is it? Karma is often misunderstood as something moral, as a system of reward, as a system of punishment, as a judgment placed upon our lives. We imagine karma as something that decides who deserves happiness and who deserves suffering. From that misunderstanding, fear is born, hope is born, and confusion follows. But this is not how the universe works. The universe does not judge. Fire burns. not because you are wrong, not because you deserve pain. Gravity pulls, not because you failed, not because you are unworthy. When cause is present, effect follows. No emotion, no opinion, no morality, only precision. Karma works the same way. It is not personal, it is not emotional, and it is not moral in the human sense. Karma does not ask who you are. It responds only to what is being set in motion. What matters is not the story you tell about yourself, but the direction your intention is moving. Every thought has a direction. Every word has a direction. Every action has a direction. Some directions create harmony. Some create friction. Some bring clarity. Some bring confusion. The universe does not punish friction. It simply reflects it. The universe does not reward harmony. It simply allows it to continue. What returns to us is not a verdict. It is a mirror. This is why karma does not respond to belief or disbelief. It does not react to fear or hope, and it does not change because of prayer alone. Karma responds only to intention, not intention as an idea, but intention as energy moving in a certain direction. This is why karma is precise, not cruel, not kind, but accurate. When karma is seen this way, it stops being frightening. Because there is no judge watching you. There is only a law quietly reflecting what is being expressed through you. And when you change the direction, the reflection changes. Not because the universe forgives, but because the movement itself has changed. This understanding opens a deeper door. If karma is not moral judgment, not reward, and not punishment, why does modern science depend on it so deeply? Modern science cannot function without cause and effect. Without causality, there would be no conservation laws, no continuity, no evolution, no stability. Every scientific model, from classical physics to quantum theory, rests on one silent assumption, that effects do not arise without causes. If causality failed even once, the universe would collapse into chaos. Science knows this very well. And yet, science faces a quiet limit. It can describe how things work. It can calculate motion, measure forces, and predict outcomes with extraordinary precision. But it still cannot answer a deeper question. Why does order exist at all? Why does the universe follow laws instead of randomness? Why do these laws remain consistent, moment after moment, across vast distances of space and time? Here, science becomes silent. Buddhism approaches this question from the inside. It does not begin with equations or instruments. It begins with direct observation of experience itself. The Buddha did not ask, "How does this move?" He asked, "Why does anything arise in the first place?" And the answer was simple, yet profound. When this exists, that exists. When this arises, that arises. Not as belief, not as philosophy, but as a description of how reality is structured. This is the key difference. Science sees cause and effect in phenomena, in particles, in forces, in measurable events. Buddhism sees cause and effect in existence itself, in intention, in perception, in the movement of experience before it becomes form. Science looks outward at what happens. Buddhism looks inward at what makes happening possible. They are not opposed. They are looking at the same law from different depths. As science moves deeper, it begins to notice something subtle. That beneath matter, there is information, and beneath information, there is order. But science still asks, what holds this order together? Buddhism answers quietly. Cause and effect is not just a rule of physics. It is the architecture of existence itself. This is why karma is not a religious idea. It is a universal principle that science depends on, even when it does not name it. If karma is this fundamental, deeper than matter, and deeper than phenomena, where does it actually live? Karma is not stored in the brain. The brain is a biological interface, a receiver, a translator. But karma does not belong to biology alone. When the body ends, the brain dissolves. Yet karma does not disappear, because karma is not a chemical trace, not an electrical pattern, not a memory file stored in neurons. Karma operates on a deeper level than the physical body. Karma is not erased by death, and karma is not fate. Fate suggests something fixed, something written in advance, something you cannot change. But karma is not a sentence passed down from the past. It is a process still in motion. It evolves, it responds, it transforms as conditions change. This is why Buddhism never taught that karma is destiny. It taught that karma is dynamic. Karma is information shaped by intention. Not all information is karma, a sound, a signal, a random data point. These carry information, but they carry no direction. Karma is different. Karma is information with intention embedded inside it. It is information that knows where it is going. This is why motivation matters more than action. Two people can perform the same action. One leaves a karmic trace, the other leaves almost none. The difference is not the movement, it is the intention behind it. This is also why awareness changes outcomes. When intention is unconscious, karma accumulates. When intention is seen clearly, its force weakens. Awareness does not erase karma, but it changes how deeply it can imprint. Karma, as information, moves through the stream of experience. It travels with perception, with reaction, with identification. But there is something even deeper than information, something that knows information but is not shaped by it, something that observes intention without being altered by it. And this leads us to a very subtle question. If karma exists as information, why doesn't it touch our deepest nature? To understand karma clearly, Buddhism makes a very important distinction. Not one layer, not two, but three. Without seeing these three levels clearly, we either become afraid of karma, or we try to escape it in the wrong way. These three levels are not theories. They are observations of how experience actually functions. The first level is karma. Karma is the causal imprint left by intention. Every time there is a deliberate thought, a chosen word, or a motivated action, something is set in motion. This imprint does not disappear. It waits. It conditions future experience. Karma is movement. It is momentum. It is not a self. and it is not permanent. The second level is consciousness. Consciousness is the stream that carries these imprints. It is the flow of experience from moment to moment. Thoughts arise here. Feelings arise here. Memories, habits, tendencies all move through this stream. Karma operates here. This is where causes meet conditions and become results. This is also where confusion and suffering are experienced. The third level is awareness. Awareness is the knowing itself. It does not move. It does not react. It does not accumulate. Awareness knows thoughts, but is not shaped by them. It knows emotions, but is not colored by them. Just as a mirror reflects images without being stained, awareness reflects experience without carrying karma. This is why awareness is never damaged by the past. Karma operates in consciousness, but awareness remains untouched. This point is crucial. Liberation is not about destroying karma. It is not about erasing the past. Liberation is about seeing from where karma cannot reach. When experience is seen from awareness instead of from identification, karma still functions, but it no longer binds. This is why the Buddha never taught escape. He taught clarity. Karma continues to unfold. Causes still meet conditions, but when they are seen without a false owner, without "this is me" or "this is mine," their power dissolves. Suffering does not end because karma stops. Suffering ends because confusion ends. And this brings us to the final question. So if karma still operates, how does real change happen? Karma changes, not because the universe becomes kinder, not because the past is erased, but because karma is not fate. Karma is a living process moving through conditions. This means transformation is possible. And Buddhism points to 3 doors through which karma actually shifts. Not in theory, but in the texture of daily life. The first door is the most powerful. Changing present intention, because karma is formed not only by what you do, but by the direction behind what you do. The same action can plant very different seeds depending on the intention inside it. A kind gesture done for praise and a kind gesture done from compassion do not carry the same imprint. When intention becomes conscious, you stop repeating old momentum. And even before outer life changes, your inner trajectory changes. This is where freedom begins, in the present intention. The second door is creating wholesome conditions. Because karma does not ripen from cause alone. It ripens when conditions support it. If you change your environment, your habits, your relationships, and your daily rhythm, you change the conditions that feed certain outcomes. When you choose truth over drama, simplicity over impulse, care over neglect, you are not being good. You are changing the soil. And when the soil changes, different seeds can grow, and old seeds lose power. This is not moralism. It is intelligent design of your own life. The third door is the deepest. Reducing identification. Because even when karma ripens, suffering depends on how tightly we cling. The event may still happen. The consequence may still arrive. But the bondage comes from "this is me. This is mine. This should not be happening." When you see from awareness, karma becomes experience, not identity. A wave rises, a wave falls. and the ocean remains. This is how karma can ripen without controlling you. So yes, karma still ripens, but it no longer controls, because you are no longer living as a victim of the past or a prisoner of habit. You are participating consciously in what is being planted now. This is the key line. Freedom is not escaping karma. Freedom is knowing how you participate in it. And when you know, you can change. Where exactly does karma begin? In the moment a thought arises, or in the moment we follow it? For the next few minutes, there is nothing you need to fix, nothing you need to improve, nothing you need to achieve. Simply allow the body to breathe in its own rhythm. No control, no special technique. Just notice that breathing is already happening. Notice the body sitting here. Notice sounds coming and going. Notice thoughts passing through. You are not trying to stop anything. You are only noticing what is already present. This is not meditation in the formal sense. This is learning how to stay with what is actually happening. Now, begin to observe carefully. A thought arises. A feeling appears. This is the first moment. You did not create it. You did not choose it. Thoughts appear just as sounds appear. Feelings arise just as sensations arise. At this moment, no karma is created yet. This is simply the movement of experience. There is no mistake here. There is no failure here. The first moment is always innocent. Now comes the crucial point. What happens next? Do you follow the thought? Do you argue with it? Do you resist the feeling? Do you identify with it? This is the second moment. Karma is not created when a thought arises. Karma is created one moment later, when we follow, resist, or say, "This is me." If you notice a thought and do nothing, the chain ends. If you notice a feeling and stay present, the momentum dissolves. Each time you don't follow, you change the future. Not dramatically, not instantly, but precisely. This is where real freedom begins. Before we end, let's set a simple intention. Not as prayer, not as belief, just as direction. May clarity replace blame. May responsibility replace fear. May understanding replace suffering. Not someday, not in another life. Right here, in the next moment you notice. This is not about being perfect. It is about being aware one moment earlier than you were before. When karma is misunderstood, it feels like a chain, something pulling us from the past. But when karma is understood, it becomes a compass. It does not trap you. It shows you direction. Each moment you notice without following, you step out of old momentum, and life begins to respond not with punishment, but with clarity. Carry this into your day, not as a practice you must remember, but as a way of seeing that is already available.